Hello, and welcome back to Let Supreme Ghost Thief. Today we're playing, or starting the two-mission campaign, Catacombs of Knoss by Nicked. This won the poll that I ran a couple of missions ago, and in the live chat. And this was released originally in 2018 for the anniversary contest for the Dark Project. It was released a few years later as an updated version called the Remastered version. That's the one I'm playing. I don't think there are too many differences in this first mission. I think most of the changes come in Mission 2, though I haven't played the original versions. So you guys can point out if there are any changes in this playthrough. I think there are a couple of areas where I might have a feeling it's been changed slightly, and I might point that out and you guys can confirm or not. But yeah. Next mission for Thief 1, of course, will be Mission 2 in this campaign. But I'm not sure if that'll be the next video. I'll either go to the Painter's Wife, which I have started as of recording this, or I might go to Mission 2 of this. It really depends on how long the Painter's Wife takes. It seems like it is a pretty enormous mission. So one of those two will be the next video, but I haven't decided as of yet. So let's just get going. There is no briefing. There is information in the info file, but we will have a diary that we can read where that information will be exactly the same. So for now, let's go through the objectives. If you are to steal the Grimoire of Knoss, you must first break into the Catacombs, which have been sealed by the Hammerites. Locate the key to the catacomb entrance. A warm summer's night means lots of open windows. Verge at least 2,300 from the locals. The catacombs are reputed to be very dangerous. A little extra luck couldn't hurt. Leave a couple of coins with the statue of the lady that overlooks the marketplace. We have these coins in hand already when we start. Murdering people is unprofessional and brings unnecessary heat. Kill no one. Lord Karthman, whose castle is in the area, is rumored to have a formidable stockpile of weaponry. Some extra equipment would come in handy for your journey into the catacombs. We don't have to get anything, we just have to get in there, which means we need to get a key and return said key. This is a little bit frustrating to get in there. Just a very tight patrol by a nearby guard. When you're ready, unlock the doors to the catacombs and make your way inside. So we have to get two keys. We have to get the key to the catacombs, which cannot be dropped, which is good, so we'll keep that with us. And we have to get a key to the armory. We'll leave the coins and loot. That's it. So, we have what we need, really. We have the coins here for the lady. We have 2 rope arrows. We definitely don't need more than that. We do have a tip. We're not going to buy that because it's 50. But it says, Garrett, that pompous-ass Dr. Bothwaite lives in this area. He used to employ my sister as a cleaner, but he let her go when she spurned his lecherous advances. He's a rich bastard, and thanks to my sister, I know for a fact that he keeps a stash of wealth in a secret safe in his office. If you're in the area, you'd be doing me a favor by bringing him down a peg or two. His offices are on the top floor of the red brick apartment building southwest of the Cathedral. Finn. So, yeah, I think he's a doctor, isn't he? So it doesn't give us any hints to other than he has a safe. So that's good to know, I guess. So yeah, let's get going here. Can save. And then we can read Garrett's journal. A soft knocking woke me from an uneasy sleep. Opening my apartment door with the caution that only a flash bomb up my sleeve and a sharpened sword can bring, I was just in time to see the edge of a darker shadow receding from view. On the doormat was a letter, and a hefty sack of coins. It seems the keepers aren't above a little bribery when they need my skills. They're concerned about some old necromancer called Knoss, whose return was foretold in one of their damn prophecies. They want me to break into his tomb and steal his grimoire, the source of his power, before he returns to full strength. It might just be the keepers overreacting as usual, but since my encounter with Constantine, I'm a little less willing to immediately dismiss such stories as superstitious claptrap. Besides, the sack of gold was reassuringly heavy, and the note mentioned another one just like it upon completion. So that's the backstory there. Okay, here's the readable. Notice to all citizens, be it known that the Cathedral Square and environs are to remain locked down from the 10th bell until sunrise. No citizens excepting those of the guard and those noble brethren of the hammerite order may tread the cobbles for any purpose, without the express permission of the burgomaster. Offenders shall be punished to the full extent of the law. Okay then. Gotta stay out of their view, which we were planning on anyway. Map, this is the only one we have. We start here in the south. What we see ahead of us is basically the cemetery or the graveyard with a couple of, well, this is the tomb entrance actually, little shack, and then the cathedral, which extends quite a bit farther north interior-wise. We don't have access to any map of that specifically. Everything in dark here are the streets, and the streets are actually quite well covered. They're lit up, and there are lots of guards, so we would want to stay inside the buildings as much as possible. And that we can do. We can sort of make a loop here, all the way around from building to building, and you can access the cathedral from either side, up on the 3rd or 2nd story. So that's a great way of designing a mission, which has become a little commonplace now among not just city missions, but is more common there, but also among, you know, smaller sort of, well, I guess this is a city mission, but it's a smaller plaza area. To make a loop, because it makes the mission automatically non-linear, and it gives simply freedom of what direction you want to go. And there are, of course, some objects you need to use somewhere else occasionally, but most authors today are giving freedom to the players to take different routes, which is always a nice thing because replayability increases. Your next playthrough might be very different or from player to player. So we have a Serpent's Head Inn and apartments. We have apartments on both sides. This is where Bothwaite lives or has his office. We have Lord Brock and 2 towers as well. This is sort of an Asian-inspired design, which is kind of interesting. Lord Gristwood and Karthman, where we have the armory we gotta break into. Then we do have some shops and an artist or a sculptor and a law firm. Those are connected, those two right here. And yeah, that should be it. So we have to take Karthman's key is in the graveyard. He's sleeping there. And then we're gonna actually head into the apartments a little bit, and then we're gonna climb up here in the northeast and make our way around clockwise, and then hit the cathedral last, and end up in the graveyard to leave for the catacombs. Alright. So, in the plaza here, like I said, it is actually quite difficult. I have not been able to actually get into the cemetery from this side, from the south side, because there is a stationary archer up here. He pivots a little bit, but he sees quite well down into this area. So the best way I've found to do it... Best way I've found to do it...
Is that you?
So so I can't see him. No, I can. I can see his head. He's just quite camouflaged. Alrighty.
What's that? Who go?
So... This is what I did last time. I don't understand... right off the bat here. Let's see if he can turn. He does turn. He just maybe turns quite infrequently. There we go. He turned now.
Someone behind me?
So, the streets are the most difficult parts of the mission. Just because of the floodlights and lots of stationary guards are terribly difficult. There we go. So we go here this way. We have a stationary guard here too. Most of them pivot, but still. So I found the best way to get into the cemetery to go from this side, the west side. So if you do this, just mantle over here. Okay, so we have quite a few gravestones here. Gelland, Whitsimon, Denaven. I think these are names from the original canon, most of them. Lady Karthman.
He's armed! Somebody get him!
Jewel. Grimworth. Yeah, these are... Most of these are... Brynveren. Rendell. And that's it.
Did you see something over there?
So we have to, even when you go slow here, we can get spotted. So we just have to take our time here. It's easier once we get up into the buildings. Sealed against ye unquiet dead, beware thou who wouldst enter. Catacombs of Knoss. So that's where we need the key, our main objective. And here we have Lord Karthman. So he has a key that we need. Problem is that they can see us through all the gravestones. Not through the fence posts. Through the fence for sure. There, Karthman's armory key. Gonna need that. We're gonna have to return it too. But we're going to end right in the cemetery, so that's easy to return later on. So remember that this was made for the Thief 1 Anniversary contest, which required stock resources only. So that's why the textures are not... there's nothing customized. Or no resource packs used outside of came with the original game, I guess. Okay, we're gonna head in here. Some kind of a cemetery worker, caretaker. Goblin in here. Worth 15. Yeah, you can see us. Wow. So, I hardly can see him. We're walking slowly behind behind a ledge. I guess our hitbox is slightly higher than this wall here. Ooh. 3 patrollers right there. We have to scale the fence on this side. This is the main entrance to the cathedral. The ground floor of the cathedral right by the front door is the most heavily patrolled, so I definitely do not want to use that area. There we go. Okay. Okay, I wanted to get in here. This is actually a quite difficult plaza to cover. There is a guard with a purse. I want to get that purse now. I think he comes right by me here. But I want to get into the apartments from the bottom level for now. Is that one of them? Yeah. because there's a door towards the top level that is pickable. So if we come from above, we have to pick that unnecessarily, which I don't like. This is worth 100. I think there's a guard up there that I want to follow here. Here's a statue. So we're now in the East Apartments. This is an auto map, by the way, which is cool. That's quite difficult to implement, I've heard. So it's always nice when authors take the time to do that. Yeah, we definitely want to follow this guy. Let's see. I think I want to follow him. This is the door out to the balcony with the archer.
There's an intruder!
So I don't know if I am going to be able to wait anywhere here for him to get by. Maybe I'm safe here. There's a piece of loot here that I want to take, and that's the one that I think we're safe here, hopefully.
Who's there?
I am not. How are we going to do this then? No, I think he'll see. Okay, he did not see me there. I was worried he would hear me walking on the wood, but he did not. And in Thief 1, they don't hear doors unless they are very, very close to them. So in this storage room, we have a purse, and we have a moss arrow. Or some abandoned room, I guess. Okay. Up here, this is a pickable door to the top level of the apartments, and that actually can access the balcony and the inn on the northeast side. But this is an unnecessary lockpick. I don't like to do that. I'm going to keep doors locked if I can. And it's required to relock them if you can as well for Supreme. So now we can... I closed the door, didn't I? I did. So here we can wait. But we cannot wait in this room when he comes down. So that's why we want to follow him. So that's the only pickable door that we have to sort of work around, really. There's one other place where picking a lock is not something we can do, but that has a much easier solution than taking a completely different route. This is a lock we have to pick. And in here, we have candlestick, 2 goblets. This is a toilet. Always look in the toilet hole. For coins, total 358. And then there's a readable. Fabian. I know you and I have a lot of history, but please believe me when I say that I want nothing more than for this bitter feud to come to an end. The truth is I have always admired you as an actor, and it wounds me that we should bear one another any grudge. Might we not meet to share a drink and see if we can resolve our differences? I have in my possession a rather lovely bottle of 57 Chateau Blanc that I'm willing to share as a peace offering. Yours in earnest hope, Salvatore. Well, seems like they did meet, because there were 2 goblets here and a bottle. It doesn't say 57 on it. So hopefully their feud got resolved after a peaceful meeting. Up here are 3 trophies, total 498. Let's see what's in this. Oh! Well, it looks like Salvatore didn't make it. So maybe not peaceful after all. Oh my gosh.
Sir?
Oh, really? We can't do this? We can't. Good. Okay, now we have to get back across here. And again, crossing this little mini plaza can be tough. But that's good. We're through the first little tough section here. As soon as we get up into the buildings, it should be more straightforward. Hopefully. Go. There is really nothing in the streets here. There's a fountain here. You can see there's access points up here, but not really. There was a guard in there as well. In this area, there's a guard. So you really have to go around this way. Sort of a storage shed. Oh, I let go of my creep key accidentally.
Who's there?
Do you guys use the creep key a lot? Because I do. I use it all the time. So I'm not talking about crouch. And I'm not talking about walking, I'm talking about creeping, which is a speed modifier that brings it down to the absolute lowest level. So let me know, please. I don't know how many actually use that. Go underneath here, yeah.
I saw something.
I think we actually can. We can do that without getting heard or spotted. You can hear a patrolling guard. That's actually an archer, I think, that's in an area that is inaccessible. But he can still see you.
What was that noise?
Oh, see? These ledges are... I don't think you can actually mantle this snow. I had a big problem. This grate here takes you to the east side of the cathedral, where we are right now. So that accesses the cathedral from this side. We're going to come out of that later on. Here's a purse. This is the area where that archer is. 598. Go. So we're now in the East Tower, which has access points, I think, both on the east and west side upstairs. This is the best way to come in. Horaglio's Fifth Concerto, Fails and Arpeggios, a history of musical blunders, and how to read sheet music. Okay. On the top floor there is a flute, and here's the access on the west side. Head out the same way. To sort of hit it like that. And then jump back so you don't actually land fully on it, but halfway on it. And you don't make any noise. Go back to this ledge. There. Here's a broadhead arrow and 2 stacks of gold coins. Oy. Don't really know what I did there, but I got it anyway. 798. Okay. Now we can head into Lord Brock's. In this bedroom here, there is a infamous diamond in the chandelier. There's a blue vase. And there's a diary, or ledger. June expenses, mansion repair, 2560. Staff wages, 230. Miscellaneous, M. Is that a name, maybe? 400. Living expenses, 220. Total, 3410. Income, rent, Build Street, 120. Fletcher Square, 235. Gosling Lane, 210. Sale of 2 Farm Road property, 1500. Sale of heirloom, 600. Total, 2665. Need 745. Am I so desperate as to turn to Maurizio? Is that Maurizio? Wait for this guy to go. Restroom. There's another guard too that comes out of there. This way. Here's a guard. He turns, so we want to make sure he... does not catch us. There's a goblet here on the table. It's a readable too. We're going to get that. I just want to get out of the way. Let's see. The Crimes and Blasphemies of the Foul Necromancer, Knoss. Introduction, early life, a promising young student, curiosity killed the cat, the disappearance of Lissy Moraine, dangerous energies, banishment, what was discovered in Barbary, old. The Books of Ember and Ash, the Bone Legion, Knoss Triumphant, the corruption of Archmage Corvinus, Endelred's plan, the soul binding of the grimoire, dismemberment and desecration, lingering threats, and the Catacombs of Knoss. Wow. I wonder if we're going to explore some of these words or characters again in the next mission. I'm not sure. Get rid of save. That door takes you out to a courtyard that I'll show you. There's only some food items in there. Oh, he's in there. Okay.
Would I hear that?
Here. Cheese, loaf, apple. The Fairy Realm and other tales of the worlds beyond ours.
Fall over!
Nothing really here. I thought that you would be able to climb up maybe to a ledge here, but that's not wood. Okay. There. I think we should be safe here. So we're now in the garden that you see here. This ledge. Stack of copper coins. Gold plate. Stack of silver coins. Here's a rug, well hidden one. Let's see. I want to have him pass me here. We're going to go down room 501 later. This is room 502. Here is a stack of silver coins. That's the restroom. There's nothing else in here. Room 503. The moss arrow. This one is empty. Gold nugget. Valiant. Here's the book as promised. I hope I don't have to warn you to be careful. The raw stuff of chaos is not a tool to be wielded lightly. B. Okay. What book did he Compendium of Earth Magic. Well, it seems like it maybe got out of hand slightly. Symbols on the floor. Growths everywhere. Yeah.
Something moved there?
So here you
We've got an intruder!
go down. I think you can sneak around here. But it's just not smart to do so.
What's there?
Oh, come on.
All right. Who's the...
Got it. We're gonna go into 503. No, 501. This has a water arrow in it. Just the restroom empty. This has a water arrow. The other one was empty. This is the one we saw. This is the staircase then with the guard. Okay. So now we come to a quite difficult situation. This guy here has to turn. I don't think there's any patrollers. Guarding up here isn't like downstairs. Those who can pay for the upper floor suites demand a better class of service. Take some time to familiarize yourself with them, address them courteously, and acquiesce to their every wish. Room 401, Bram the merchant. Just one night, seems very nervous. Room 402, Wallace, gambler, often stays when playing at Ravenloft. Good customer. Room 501, Lord Guilfred, moved to a downstairs room because he complained about the noise from the vents. Needs maintenance in the morning. Room 502, Jose Cabron, out partying till late. Watch he doesn't smash up the place. Room 503, Valent, scholar. I know he seems shifty, but play nice. He's rich.
Hey!
Okay, so we gotta get those coins there somehow. He saw me there. Okay, let's do that instead. This you can't open. Let's go this way now. I could have easily gone down the hallway and gone into the next room, but I just want to show you this vent system. Here, is this the gambler? Maybe. 2 purses. This takes us back to... Wait, what? Somebody in the streets. We could have gone in that way. is a dead end, so this is the only remaining way to go. Oh! Some headless guy. Paid in full. Okay. There is a broadhead arrow here. This is empty. Bram, my employer is a patient man, but he tires of your excuses. You will rent a room at the Serpent's Head Inn tonight. You will bring the outstanding money, try anything, and we'll collect your head as a bonus. Do not be late, L. His head was collected. Here's another broadhead. That takes us out to the hallway, and that is it. So we're actually going to go all the way back and go up to the top floor and leave that way. Okay, what the heck? Leave through that window. Let's wait for him. So this contest here, this was released for, had so many good missions. This is the one with Lost Among the Forsaken. You have Rose Garden, which is one of my all-time favorite missions. We also have Scarlet Cascable, which I have not played, which won the contest. So maybe it's that time I played it, huh? Can't stand this stuff. So this is actually the top level of the apartments. Oh yeah. There's a garden there now. Okay. Here we have 2 apples, but a gold plate, more importantly. Gold candlestick. This is the door at the end of the hallway that was pickable, that we don't want to pick. That we avoided now by coming down from below and then also covering this from the top. Stack of copper coins. And in here there's a readable. Mirabelle. It is just as you suspected. Ramirez is set on reclaiming land in the sealed section. I fear his mind is all the more set on it since his humiliation at the hands of that rogue he crossed. I've tried to reason with him, as well to dance primly into the Catacombs of Knoss, or the Bone Hoard itself, as to venture beyond the old quarter wall, but he is not to be dissuaded. It may be time for you and I to discuss the future, whether by design of a rival warden, or this walled section nonsense. It is surely but a matter of time before Ramirez is through, and I for one do not intend to be dragged down with him. Rind. wait here for her to come in. So, this readable here references Ramirez and him wanting to enter the sealed section. Isn't that what it said? Yeah. We're claiming land in the sealed section. I know in the Black Parade, in Mission 6, Kept Away from View, there was a readable that we found in an apartment from Ramirez that supposedly was aimed at asking Garrett to join his ranks or do work for him. What work exactly was Ramirez wanting Garrett to do? Was that maybe going into the sealed section? I don't know if that's ever explored. What kind of work? I don't remember the details of that readable. So it might have said there, but remind me, please, in a comment or in chat, what the purpose of Ramirez wanting Garrett's help was for. Or was it just because he was intimidated by him and didn't want him as an enemy? Because he didn't have a problem killing him when we refused. Or he didn't have a problem killing us. That's why he sent his assassins for us in Mission 4. Oh, there she is. Now we can go this way. So now we're on the southern balcony of the apartment. So we're looking into the balcony of Gristwood here. There's a building here that we're going to enter first. Can open this one though. We've got to make sure that we close that back up. Here's a sack of something that drips blood. What's kind of cool is that if you remove it, the dripping stops. But if you put it back,
What I see there.
it starts again. I kind of think that's neat. There's a purse worth 130, total 1639, and then a readable. Lotho, maybe that's the thief here. Have a care when you meet with that weasel Bram. It wouldn't surprise me if he has some trick up his sleeve yet. At this point, it's not even about the money. If he doesn't have it, make of him such an example that his fellow debtors will be falling over themselves to pay up. See it done, M. So this is the thief then that maybe took care of that headless guy. He's looking away. In this room there's also a box with a stack of gold coins. 1664. Okay. We're gonna head down here for a moment. There's nothing of interest down here that I know of. Except for an exit here. There is an archer here with a purse. That is a door that leads into Gristwood. It's pickable, but there is a key for it. So if you pick it open, you have to relock it, and that key is only found on someone's belt. So that is a whole big of extra lot of work for Supreme to have to do. I don't like picking pockets, especially key. Oh, come on! If I don't have to. I thought he went further. So I'm not going to take that door. There's another door also that behaves the same way. Pickable, but respond to keys. Those can be a little bit dangerous for Supreme, because if you don't check whether the keys work on the doors, then you might not actually know that they do and know that it needs to be locked back up. let's instead go in this way. Actually, I'm going to save over this one. This is a tricky place.
What I see there?
There are 2 guards that go in through that door. One of them comes out here, stops and goes back. One, I think, goes through those doors and have a little bit of a longer patrol. Yeah. So we cannot go into the door behind him.
Did that shut?
Too eager. And here's a letter. My dear Eliza, I know that you advised against it, but I cannot in good conscience sit idle and do nothing, while my daughter is tormented so. That doctor was as useless as the rest. If we would not accept that my dear Anastasia suffers not from any worldly sickness, but is truly tormented by the evil that even now lurks beneath our feet. Her innocence, her purity, is a beacon for the creature of darkness, and it must be destroyed. I have sent Anastasia to stay with her aunt, and I'm mustering my courage for the journey into the catacombs. If I should not return, pray for the builder to find my soul. Yours faithfully, Lord Roland Gristwood. Okay. Here's a bottle of wine. See, I don't think we're going to be able to do this unless this guy comes out quickly and the other guy does not return, which he does. Okay, we are safe in this corner. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure if this will work. This is the guy with the key then. Spectacles and... No, this is not going to work. We're going to have to wait for him. So he has the Gristwood house key. So if we picked open any of those side doors, we would have to take his key to lock it and return said key to his route. I do not want to do either of those things. So let's see how we can do this. Okay, we at least got those pieces of loot. Spectacles and... But he now faces me, which is pretty bad. I'm gonna save it here. Actually here. Okay.
Straight. Someone back. Gotta get home. Something move.
Oh my gosh.
Hey. Straight.
Should never save in an uncertain situation like that. Could get out of it. That was good. Now the other guard comes by. Yeah, this is just a timing issue that is terrible for us right now. I don't really know how we're going to deal with this. We just have to wait for their patrols to line up. It lined up a lot better during my practice run, for sure. I'm hoping that this guy will leave, and then the other guy will come back and go into the library to the left. So that way we can go back into the main fort. We have to climb up to the rafters again. Yeah, I think this will line up now.
What was that noise?
Yeah, this should work now. Now, there's also a secret here. A switch.
What's that?
Oh, I can do this for sure.
Hey.
You heard me. The thing about wood. My goodness, wrong buttons here. You ever had that happen? Your hand shifts on the keyboard so that all the buttons are one farther over than what you think? Let's just go in here. So I didn't show you, but you can actually look into that library and therefore see the loot on top of the bookcase when you drop down here. Okay, so we flipped that switch. We're going to have to flip it back. And that accesses an item that is hinted to later on. A readable. Here's an attic.
Show your...
Oh my gosh. That button opened this panel. Here is Wand of the Sunken Blades. So I have not played Mission 2 yet at all, so I don't know if this item here is useful in that mission. I assume it is. I don't know if it'll be useful or necessary for Supreme, but if you don't know and you bring it along because you think it could be useful, then I don't think that violates the principle of keeping a clean inventory. Oh, I didn't know he was there. Because there is the rule that you're not supposed to pick up what you don't need. Well, I don't know if I'll need it. I could use it. But for Supreme, sometimes items like that are not always that useful.
Look.
Oh, that's the other guy coming back.
What I see...
Oh my gosh. Jeez. Get out of my hair already. So now just to show you, the panel is closed. This is in the main foyer.
What I see there?
Oh wow. So here's a locking mechanism there. He uses the key to unlock the balcony door. And that we are going to use to get out there. This bedroom there is a tiara. He doesn't actually go into the room, he just... Okay. So we can go out here, and this is another way into Gristwoods. And here you can continue. This is basically on the north side. And you can continue around the corner here. So this is then what's called a pagoda, isn't it? It's Asian kind of tower. Tiered tower. Here is an apple, and this is the other side of the balcony with the archer. Okay, so we're going to drop here, and we're simply going to wait for that archer to come by and use this balcony door, and then we can fob it open. Because this door here will take us to the courtyard of Karthman's. And there is another way. You can go around here and through the apartments, but that's a little bit of backtracking. It's a much cleaner way to just go straight into the courtyard from Karthman's. From Gristwood, rather. So we'll do that. We just got to make sure that we can lock them up. There we go. 3 patrolling guards in a fairly small building is quite interesting. There we go. So this is a courtyard that you can access from the streets, but you can't get up here. There's a gold goblet. There's a rug. There is a guard that comes in here, goes out the balcony. It's also readable here in the trash bin. Dear Lord Karthman, allow me to express my deepest sympathies for the loss of your wife, and apologize once again for being unable to attend the funeral. The circumstances are truly tragic, and as your friend, I am deeply concerned for your well-being. I am told that you spend every night drinking beside Lady Karthman's grave. Far be it from me to say what a man should or should not do in grief, but I would invite you to consider an alternative. Come to stay at my villa in the country. It is quiet and far from the noise and bustle of the city, and it is my fervent hope that you might find some peace in the serene gardens there. Yours with love, Lord Volant. So that's a hint if you didn't find Lord Karthman in the opening plaza. Here is a green vase, a goblet, and 2 candlesticks. There is an archer or something up top. Yeah, and he doesn't see you if you mantle up the statue there.
Okay, so I gotta get home. The dinner is waiting, and I'm starving. I haven't eaten since breakfast.
Okay, so here we have the difficult area.
Then move there.
Oh. We have to wait for him to turn. There's a patrolling guard that goes in and out of the balcony, and then there is a practicing archer that shoots against the target and then makes a quick loop over towards the door to the armory, which is right behind those big boxes.
Huh?
Wait.
I don't like this. Place it all.
Okay. So this is going to be very tough. We are going to have to first wait for that guard to come out. He has to make a loop. When he goes in, we have to go for it. We basically have to unlock the door to Karthman's armory without getting a first alert from this guard. He has to be stationed like that long enough for us to sneak over to the door. That's the only way to do it. I haven't found a feasible way of doing this any other way, because he has a side turn to us. When someone has a side turn, it means we can't move fast. It'll trigger a first alert. You can see sometimes he's just for a second like that. Other times it's a long... Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3. No.
All right. Yep.
There. Now he was just a little bit longer stationed like that. So we have to go all the way in here.
This will be useful.
To get that notice, that means we have broken into the armory. And in here you have 11 broaded arrows, a flash bomb, a mine, and 2 fire arrows up on the top shelf there. So that went pretty well. We basically have to do the same thing here now. Oh. Well, that was easy. That was very, very easy. Awesome. We locked it also. Okay. Well, hey. I can't ask for anything better than that.
Hello?
Let's read this. Notice to all staff. The ladies' room is to remain undisturbed, and no one is to go in for any reason. Guards may enter any other part of the estate in the pursuit of their duties, apart from the armory, which is to remain locked at all times. If access is required, Lord Karthman keeps the key on his person at all times. Head servant, Bramley.
Intruder.
So now we just have to head out the balcony. I'd like to take that to exit.
What I see there.
Oh, he sees you through the boxes, that's
Hey.
right. There you go. Sometimes it lines up and sometimes it doesn't. That's just how it is. I think we're safe here. Okay. So now we can...
Who's creeping around there?
Oh, okay. Have to wait. He doesn't see us here. It's too dark. I don't think I can stand here in the window. Let's wait for him. So this is then the entrance to the apartment, which is towards the north. That's, of course, the double doors that we came out of. And here you have a way to climb up if you want to. We didn't use that. Oh. Okay, he doesn't see us there, actually. There. Here's a healing potion. So this is some kind of lab. We are now in the apartment that Bothwaite is in, so I assume this is his lab. He's some kind of doctor. The unbearable tightness of peeing. Dictionary of bladder infections. Getting ahead in phrenology. Let's see. Phrenology. What was that? I looked it up, what phrenology is. Was it something to do with the shape of the head? The science of the shape of the head having an influence on how you act or something like that, behavior? Enlighten me if you know what phrenology is. Okay, now upstairs in Gristwood, I didn't say it, I should have.
What's that?
There was another, actually, let me go back to the, I'm not going to reload this, but over there, you can see there is entrance to an attic. There is a piece of loot in there, but because of this archer, there's no way we can get over there without a first alert. No way. So we're going to have to find a different way in there, and that's what we can do from the outside, actually. There. We're going to go into this apartment a little bit later, but we're now going to cover a couple areas outside. Here. Seen me there. There is a little bit of sound propagation issues. In this area, but now he had his back turned, so that's different. Okay, I'm going to shoot a rope into this. He doesn't react to that. He never has, for me at least. Climb up here. Not gonna take that rope. This is an access to the attic that I mentioned. Now, I don't know if this access was here in the original version. Here is a grate that takes you out to an area that has really no purpose because you can't get in there. I'm not sure if this part of the attic was here in the original version. Anyway, here is a footlocker with a rug, 2491. This is where the armory is. here is a broadhead arrow also. Okay. Now we're gonna have to get back down here, which is tricky. Okay. So I'm gonna shoot another rope, my second rope, over here. Climb down. Mantle up here. Grab this rope. And then there is a predictable way of dropping there.
What I see there.
Let's see, can I... I'm safe here, actually. Okay, now we're gonna head... where are we gonna go? Yeah, we're gonna have to jump over here to the west tower. Anybody seeing us, which is difficult. No. We have to land on the... there. Okay. Books here, some food, a lift that is on the middle level right now, as you can see. So we got to make sure that we reset it to that level. The middle level, there's also a skull, 2591. See. Now there's also something else. If we take this down to the third or the bottom level, just a bunch of bookcases, and then you can open this to go back out on the north side of the west tower, right by the shops. We're not going to do that. However, there's actually a hidden basement level that if we click a button back here will take us to. There's no button that'll take you there any other way, and you can't drop down. There's actually a panel that opens underneath here now when you click that button, and that panel can't be reset, I think. Takes us down to an area with a dungeon with some ritualistic stuff. Zoo. I'm disappointed to hear you've made little progress. The presence in this city of you and your abominable tower is only tolerated because of the arrangement I have with your master. Make no mistake, there are forces that would jump at the chance to drive you out, or simply lynch you in the street. I hold their leashes for now. I don't care what you have to do. Go down into the catacombs and confront Knoss himself for all I care. But get me results, or suffer the consequences. M. Alrighty. There's also here a readable called Crumbling Scrap of Paper. 11th from the bottom, silent are his sighs. He gazes on the greedy with unholy eyes. He leadeth mighty archers out with from the grave, and only with a blessing might his hand be stayed. So this sounds like it is a riddle for how to solve something, maybe in mission 2. So I'm not going to keep this with me because I assume you don't need this readable per se, but I will have it with me in my test run so that I can hopefully solve that riddle then. There's nothing else down there. let's reset this to the middle level and be on our way. Definitely sees that. I don't think you can jump, really. Very surprised he didn't see me, but I think maybe it's too high up and too narrow of an angle. Maybe, but I didn't get any alerts there, which is nice. That wasn't an alert, was it? It really sounded like it was. I was meant to go slowly. Yeah. Okay. Let's go into this tower a little bit. Here we have another balcony right underneath the top one. Stay low here so we don't get spotted. At the end here is a footlocker with a stack of gold coins, 2616. Here's a readable. Please respect your fellow resident. Keep quiet in the stairwell, particularly during the hours of darkness. Okay. And under here is another readable. My lord, nothing we can leverage in terms of building code violations. As far as the city is concerned, he owns the land. He can build whatever he likes. As much as I am loath to suggest it, a better tactic might be to rile up the hammerites. A few choice words in the right ear about how the tower is a blasphemous symbol of the Eastern superstitions and an affront to the builder, and they might just do the job for us. Atticus. So it seems like the people in the city don't really like this Asian-inspired pagoda. Here we have a room with a green vase, 2666. Out here is right underneath the balcony we were at. This is just south of the shops. We're not gonna go that way. Guard is right there. We're gonna have to wait for him. There we go. Our rope is still there. Now we're gonna have to go back up to the apartments. Key. Good timing.
Sir?
Oh, not so good movement. No.
Who's there? Who's there?
My goodness.
People up above me get all the light and get all the favors, and I don't have another thing to eat in days. Thought I saw.
Oh, wow.
Who's
I don't know if we're safe here either. We are. This is where we need to exit. So we don't want to go that way. This is the doctor's office, I think. Patient notes. Anastasia Gristwood. Patient suffers from periods of hysteria and lunatic visions, night terrors, and somnambulance, which is sleepwalking, I think. When lucid, she appears quite sane. Her delusion is fixated upon the belief that she is tormented by some improbable creature, a malevolent spirit that manifests as a skull dripping blood. Fantastical as the delusion may be, her fear of it is quite real, and she presents an outward mood so blackly convincing that a more superstitious man might give undue credit to the veracity of her ravings. Indeed, her father has certainly unwittingly done so, thereby unhelpfully feeding into her condition. Initial prescription: extract of valerian root as a nightly sedative, and regular bloodletting. Did they use leeches in the past for bloodletting? I think so. Here is the secret that Tip
I love
talked
it when
about.
money falls into my lap.
Yeah, right. 2 stacks of silver coins and 2 purses. We can close the secret. Close the secret. How wonderful is that? Good timing, good timing. Okay, so here is Mr. Bothwaite. I have to get 2 pieces of loot in here and also read a letter. Ring, candlestick, read letter. Madam Mercus, I'm writing with some reluctance to complain. I'm a modest, humble man, but I fear I cannot remain silent after the treatment I received from your establishment. Firstly, I specifically requested a natural blonde. The girl supplied was very clearly not a natural blonde once she had defrocked. Secondly, I requested that she refer to me only by my full title of Dr. Bothwaite, M.D., or your worship. The wretched girl kept calling me Mr. in a dreadfully common accent. For the amount of money I pay, I expect better. If you do not wish to lose my patronage, I suggest you find a way to compensate me for this outrage I have endured. Yours faithfully, the worshipful Dr. Benedict Bothwaite, M.D. So was that the natural blonde in there? Or the unnatural blonde? So that should do it for all the loot, except for in the shops and law firm. And there's 1 piece of loot in the street here too. So we're done with all of these apartments or buildings. The Lady of Luck is right here. Nice. Leave our coins right there. Check off that objective. Alright, let's see. Let's shoot a rope. To there. Be able to. We should be able to drop here without taking damage. Yeah. It's right here. 3006. It's quite difficult to find and difficult to get once you're down here too, because of that guard. Now, all the shops are connected on the inside and all of them are pickable. We're going to have to pick one of them. There is a way to get through the law firm, but that is too brightly lit in the entrance there for us to go through that, which is not pickable, by the way. If we had been able to go through there and then into the shops, we could avoid picking one of the shop doors. But that isn't possible. I'll show you why. Okay. This is the baker's. Cake and some bread. More importantly for us, a stack of copper and silver coins on the inside. Total 30, 23. There's a back corridor that connects all the shops. There is a patroller here somewhere. This is the bookseller. Stack of silver coins. The big book of bawdy limericks. Compendium of pious fables. And then there is a mask up the ladder. 3060. Oh, you'll see that. Just wait. He goes all the way up into the law firm. This guy. The butcher's purse here. Some deer legs as well on the front. Don't know if I would eat those. 3160. The last door is not openable. This is the storage room. Oh, I don't want a cucumber. Of all things, there are some loot items in here. Rug, 3310, and a statue.
Who's there?
Oh, yeah. Can we go? We cannot. Okay.
I don't see why I should have to be the one.
Hello?
We have to go up here. I think we're safe here. Not 100%. But I do think so.
Who's there?
Here, we gotta be safe here. I don't know if it's a place that a thief would normally hang out, but... here? We have a pair of glasses, 385. Now, this room here, the main entrance is there. There are lamps on the outside that you cannot turn off. And the entrance is just too brightly lit to sneak in there without a first alert. However, you can get in here without a second alert. And without using any sort of potions or weapons or any other equipment at all. And that's actually going to be my ghost challenge, but I will say it's more Marbleman's ghost challenge, because in the ghost report, he posted a ghost challenge like this. Yeah, it's a neat one. So, it's not too difficult, but it's nice practice for anyone who haven't ghosted much. Get in to this establishment from the streets using this door without a second level alert, only first alerts, and without using any equipment or any helpful aids or anything like that. And also get back out. If you can do that, then you've passed the challenge, and that is Marbleman's challenge for this mission. So thank you for that one. I haven't seen anyone posting that they did it, even though he posted it years ago in the thread. Here's a readable. Dear Miss Laro, thank you for your time yesterday. I regret to inform you that after considerable deliberation, we will be unable to represent you in this case at the present time. Your allegations against Lord Giles are of a very serious nature, and it would be imprudent of us to drag his good name into such a scandal without irrefutable proof. If at such a time as you are able to procure such evidence, we'll be happy to reconsider. Yours sincerely, Samuel Bulger, Solicitor, Harris, Bulger, and Yansley Law Firm. There's one other readable in here.
Be so cheery when my brothers arrive.
Lawyer's letter. Yansley, I appreciate you sending me that bundle of documents. You were right, they are ancient. Some of the structural survey records date right back to the last expansion of the Catacombs. Of particular interest was a reference to a water shrine being built in a partially flooded cavern. Not particularly exciting by itself, there's a lot of guff about magical sword traps and some arcane wand used to disarm them. But what's fascinating is the architect's name is cited as Gristwood. Do you suppose this could be an ancestor of the current Lord Gristwood from just across the street? Quite a remarkable coincidence either way. So that actually links Gristwood to the Catacombs. And there's a mention of an arcane wand, and I assume that is the wand then that we took. The Wand of the Sunken Blades. So, there is a hint then. To its presence in the mission. Fairly vague hint, but at least there's a hint that there is something in the Gristwood Manor that might be tough to find. Don't think he comes down here. I think he goes straight in there. We're almost ready to hit the Cathedral now. We just have one more place to go. So necessary lockpick this. Now we can go into the artist, which is up here. Okay. Unfinished statue, which is kind of neat. And here's a silver nugget, which maybe you would expect to find in one of these blocks of stone. Let's see. 34, 35, yeah. Here's a readable. To do. Finish carving scholar statues for Lady Amelia. Visit Lord Carlisle to repair statue with missing head. Find a new assistant for the church gargoyle job. Rip Jeremy. Order more marble for courthouse commission. Still no payment from Lord Karthman for his wife's gravestone. Delicate. Send flowers with the overdue notice. Here. So this is then the main entrance to the law firm. Oh yeah, you can put out those torches, but not for the ghost challenge. Do not remove any light sources, do not use any equipment, and do not get a second level alert. Get in, and then get out. Okay, so now we're ready to enter the cathedral. There, which definitely warrants a real save, don't you think? This is the main nave, which has a lot of patrollers. And the front doors are in the southern end there. But it's a pretty long and deep building. This is the other vent from the east side then. So now we have to drop. Oh. We have to go here and go up this way first. There's a piece of loot up here that we want to take. And it's quite difficult to get, actually. At a first alert.
Halt!
Yeah, we have to be faster.
Halt!
There. Right as he turns.
Have someone come.
Oh, jeez. There we go. Good. Gold goblet worth 25, 34, 60. It looks like you can go up to the tower here or the roof, but I guess it's supposed to seem like you can, but you can't. Okay. We can go down here, but then you come down to the front area of the nave, and this is just terrible. You don't want to ever be in that region. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna have to wait for that guard to come back. We have to head this way anyway. facing away anyway. There, okay. So we're now headed north, and that's into the deeper parts that isn't covered by the map. So we're not going to go here. We're actually going to go downstairs now and do the northern parts of the first floor, or the ground floor. There's a little closet with a cleaning bucket. So we're going to go through the sparring room here. There is a guard that's going to emerge here, maybe. So if we go this way, go into a prayer room. Let me show you where this other door here leads. That just takes you out to the northeastern part of the nave. I think so. No need to go anywhere there. There are no readables, nothing. That's the guy I was waiting for. The mess hall. 2 small hammers and 1 big hammer.
Halt.
Oh, come on.
Identify thyself. Is someone there?
We should be able to get through this area here.
Identify thyself.
Why can't we... Why do we get lit up again there? Okay, well then we're just gonna have to go this way. This makes more sense too, though. Let's see. So this takes us west. This takes us close to the back foyer.
Is that thee?
Where you can leave.
Where camest thou?
Go forth unto the earth and make of it a city of stone and light. So that is not an exit that we really can take. Did he alert to me? Gave something that... So that takes you to the foyer. Those 2 doors there take you closer to the northern foyer with sort of a makeshift exit. We're gonna go in here. This is the pantry. Bottle of wine. This takes us to the kitchen. And in the kitchen, there's 3 apples, 3 loaves, and a deer leg. There's a notice here. Meal schedule. 6 a.m. breakfast served to all brethren and novices. 9 a.m. High priest takes breakfast in his quarters. 12:30 p.m. lunch for high priest and senior brethren. 1:30 lunch for junior brethren and novices. 6 p.m. dinner for high priest and senior brethren. 7 p.m. dinner for junior brethren and novices. So the high priest eats later than everybody else, but eats dinner earlier. So he likes to sleep in and end work early, seems like. Here's a readable. Maintenance, June. Brother Matthias, Jorik, Martin, Gaston, and then Matthias, Martin, Hugo, Matthias. Instruction of Novice Derek by Brother Matthias.
Something moved, thought I saw.
Okay, we can't really... Takes you back closer to the foyer again. Okay. In the dining room, there is a gold plate. There are two.
Hello? Show thyself. My
He goes in there. I wasn't even aware of that. And this takes you back to the nave, right? Now in the northwestern corner. So that closes the loop, if you will. In the dining hall, there's also a carrot, 2 cucumbers, 3 cheeses, a loaf, and a deer leg. For those of you collecting food. At one point I did. I liked to take everything there was, but I guess I felt bad for the people not being able to eat. Here, this is where the bucket sort of was on the other staircase. Very well hidden piece of loot here, a chest with a purse in it, 4,060. Head upstairs, but there's a guard up there right now. Stairs can be a little bit tricky.
Identify.
Here we go into the library. Readable. Meeting agenda. Reading of the Prayer of Mortar. Discussion of supply budget. Compare last year's figures. Maintenance rota for next week. Get volunteers for a Fair Isle Monastery expedition. Any other business. Do not let Gaston sidetrack meeting with talk of organizing a Catacombs expedition again. Let's see, does this take us into the... Okay. This is the barracks. Only one of these is interesting, and that's this one. Stack of silver coins.
Stand forth and
There is one that has an apple in it, too. But all the rooms are empty. Let's follow this guard. That's above the northern foyer. I think we are safe here. Head in here. Footlocker's in here. There's a flash bomb, a healing potion, and 3 broadhead arrows.
Yay.
But no loot. So I want to wait up here. Here. This is some kind of a classroom, it seems like, for sermons. Gold goblet and a readable. Come the time of darkness, did the prophets say, yeah, though we are beset upon by the beasts of the trickster, let us forge our way into the deep forest. Let us cut down the trees and mine of the rocks, and construct a mighty fortress, that our children and our children's children might be safe. And those men did scoff at his words, and quail at such honest toil, and did say, Nay, we are safe enough here. Those loyal to the prophet came unto the forest, and the builder did smile upon them, and they built for him a mighty castle of righteous stone and steel. And when the beast did overrun the town, the people fled to the fortress and begged, Let us in, that these walls of stone may protect us. But the prophet spake, See now thy complacency, and what it hath wrought. If thou art worthy, the builder shalt surely spare thee. And the mighty gate stayed shut, and lo, the disbelievers were consumed forthwith by the creatures of the forest.
They take all this stuff way too seriously.
Maybe they do. Alright, let's make a real save here. We're now going to enter the High Priest's study. And that was the Catacombs key. And a readable. Your Excellency, the catacombs are sealed for a reason. It is not a question of space. I can assure you that the brothers of this church are hard-working, honest craftsmen, and would have no trouble with excavations. It is a matter of consecration. Evil dust lurk there, seeping up from unknown, heathen depths, and the dead walk those one sacred passageways. It would be a craven act to set men to work in such danger, and a curse upon any interred there. I shall have no part of it. Surely thou canst extend the crypt at the Hightown Temple instead of risking men's very souls in that pit of desecration. High Priest Umbert.
This is what I'm looking for.
So that was the Catacombs key, which we need. And that we did on the first try, which is pretty cool. Let me just...
Who is there?
Intruder! Beware an intruder!
This just leads you out to this hallway right north of the barracks. So we're not going to go here. We're instead going to go...
Who passes?
Okay, does he come into the classroom maybe? Because we need to go out to that. Into that hallway there. 4,097. We have one piece of loot left. This is one of the last pieces of loot I found on the ledge here. I actually saw it from downstairs. I don't know how I did that. Or maybe it was from one of the other walkways. I saw something over here. This is a hammer, 4172, and that's max loot. So we have perfect Supreme here intact. This is where we were earlier, down to the stairs.
Who passes there?
Okay, he's on his way. We have to wait for him, basically. We can listen to the hammerite chanting music in the meantime. The ambiance for the hammerites is what I remember most fondly from the Dark Project. I like the hammerite missions a lot, especially Break from Craigsleft Prison. That was my favorite mission from the first game after the first time I played it. Over the years, I have switched that to the sword. The sword is my favorite Dark Project mission, or Thief Gold, which was the first game that I played. But Break from Craigsleft is my second one.
Don't understand this. Just my eyes shut.
He saw me.
What was that?
And the faithful spoke, saying, Lo, with the scepter of righteousness as forward. Thou hast spoken to the designs the builder has made, and he protects share in his triumphs.
There we go. Nice. Then we are done.
Who's there?
Oh, I'm happy. I was just about to save there. Tough here. Let's wait for that archer to come by, maybe. So yeah, my top three for Thief Gold is the sword, Cragscleft, and Return to the Cathedral. Oh. Let's see. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Perfect. Land in a mantle, quietly. And now all we have to do basically is go to the cemetery, return the key. This key. What am I doing? We're right here.
Look there.
That's the guy that saw me. There. And this one we can't drop. Still lock it behind us. And that's the end of the mission. Awesome. So that should have been a successful Perfect Supreme Ghost run of Catacombs of Knoss Remastered Part 1. A fairly easy mission, but there are some tricky spots. Some that took longer than I anticipated and some that I did much quicker. and that usually happens. No two runs are exactly the same. But yeah, a good, solid, entertaining mission. I had a fun time playing this the first time and replaying it now. And I think it's a nice throwback to Thief 1. It looks good, even though it only uses stock textures, which, you know, you don't really play Thief missions for the look or the texture quality. You play it for the gameplay and for the design, which is interesting. There is some contention about that, the pagoda. Is that what it's called? I think it is. The Asian tower. Apparently, I learned that there was a lot of some comments, at least, about how that fit or didn't fit in the Thief universe. Anyway, 1 hour, 16 minutes, and 14 seconds. We found 4172 loot, which is the max. We picked 3 out of 4 pockets. We did not pick the key at Gristwood's. We instead just blocked the door open. We picked 2 locks, which I think is minimum if you want all the loot. And no backstabs, no knockouts, no damage dealt taken or healing taken, nothing, and nobody killed. Alright, so next time, I don't know, again, if I'm gonna go to mission 2 of this or the Painter's Wife. It really depends. I'm also playing Thief 3 at the same time. I've gotten a couple more missions into that. So, nothing to say about that game yet. I don't feel I'm far enough to say the overall quality of it. There are good and bad things about it, of course, and we'll discuss that later. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you think. Thank you for supporting the channel and for watching the stream. Appreciate that always. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.